Welcome again to the free weekly reading with me, Sarah Martucci, psychic medium and certified crystal healer. And thank you guys for letting me continue to keep bringing this to you every week. It is my joy and my honor to be here. Okay, so this is the last week of Libra season. And come Sunday, we're moving into the sign of Scorpio. So this is going to be a transitory kind of week, a transition week, where we kind of feel like our energies, something's different here, something's moving into something else, and we're not really quite sure where we're going to land or how things are feeling. So if you're kind of like tapping into that and you're not really sure how you feel right now or how everything is going to play out, I want to assure you that everything's going to be okay. I feel like you might be picking up on the energy of this week astrologically, energetically, and also too with the world. I mean, guys, everything that's going on right now is straight bonkers. And we'll talk a little bit about like sexual abuse and all that crazy stuff, especially surrounding and encompassing women. I think this is an incredibly potent time and a powerful time for us. I'm with the hashtag Me Too. So, and really guys, 1 in 3 women in this world have been assaulted or raped or sexually harassed or have had some type of sexual advancement towards them that was unwarranted, unwanted. And it's not okay. It's got to stop. And might I add in there too that this is not just, I mean, it's an epidemic with females in the world. It's not just a United States thing. This is the entire freaking world. But this also does include males too. And I know some people will be upset with me about that. But males absolutely can be raped, have been raped, sexual harassment, sexual advances, abso-freaking-lutely, it goes for both genders. But really, in terms of looking at both sides, it happens to women way too often. And it's not something that people really talk about or they really want to face. And I think it's sad, and I think it's time for that to end. And I think that it is ending, honestly. And guys, it's my prediction. Here we go. That by like year the 2020, like the year 2020, 2021, 22, I'm feeling like that 3-year span there that just like, I feel like women are going to overtake the world, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I feel like we're going to do powerful, beautiful things. I think it's finally our time as women, as a collective, to step into our power, to really stand up and say, no, this doesn't work for us anymore. No. And it's time for us to kind of stand up and stand together as a community, love each other, support each other, and really stand up and take a stand for things that no longer work for us or that are degrading us and keeping us down. I don't think that we're going to tolerate anymore, and I'm so proud to be a part of that. And to kind of just be standing up, and you guys should be too. So, because I know most of my fan base is female. Woohoo! I love it. I love it. And I'm just kind of wanting to say to you guys to empower yourself to be a part of this and be a part of the community. Don't be afraid to stand up and say something. It's time. You're safe now. We're here to support you too. So, all right, with that being said, we also have a new moon coming up on Thursday in the sign of Libra. So to kind of finish out the week, we've got that extra punch of Libra energy, which we've already been talking about with the major themes of like balance, justice, and peace. Those are kind of like the 3 things that have been happening right now. And again, if you look into kind of looking at America right now, you know, Harvey Weinstein, or however the heck you say his gross name, nasty. Ugh. He just gives me the willies. You know what I mean? Like if you see him, it's like, he just looks gross. Anyways, there's just something about him, this energy he puts off, that is just terrifying. Anyways, yeah, all those themes have kind of been at play, and it's like finding justice here, and what's the balance? Where do we need to bring us back to so that females are seen as equals, so that we're treated with respect and dignity, so that we're not just seen as prey? Anyways, I'll go on for hours about this. But yeah, those themes are going to be huge again this week. And with the new moon, it kind of highlights new beginnings and planting new seeds. What do we want from this time? So we're kind of finishing up something here. I think we're all collectively sick and tired of hearing these stories, having stories ourselves personally of gross things happening to us, and no longer kind of wanting to stand up for that. May I suggest with this new moon, because you're thinking, oh, balance, peace, justice, this is going to be powerful and awesome, and it will be. But may I throw out there on the table that just like enlightenment, it's not all chai teas and namastes. This is a destructive force when looking for balance sometimes. So things have to break down, things need to be taken apart and restructured. So don't be afraid this week if you feel as though things are being kind of broken down around you or broken down within you. May I offer again just a different perspective. So as this is happening to you and as this is occurring for you, that you see this as a new opportunity to build a better foundation for yourself, so that you can truly, going forward, you really have your eyes on balance and equality, not just within yourself and your own relationships, but maybe the other things going out in the world too, that you have more of an eye towards it, making sure that we're all taking care of each other in this community like we should be, you know? Do you feel? Okay. All right. So yes, this week is the last week of Libra season. So if there's anything that needs balanced right now in your life, relationships, yourself, maybe it's your emotions, maybe it's your physical needs and your health that's highlighted for you. Make sure that you find that balance there, and don't be afraid of the breakdowns. They usually prelude to breakthroughs. All right. All right, let's pick the cards. All right, so if we're going to go with card number 1, this is going to be your card. And as always, guys, pick what you're drawn to. You're welcome to pick 1, 2, or all 3 cards. Go with your gut. All right. And then if you pick card number 2, I'm shaking, man. I had too much caffeine today. Is there such a thing? Possibly, yes. And if you pick card number 3. I gotta say though, I get riled up about stuff sometimes, especially when it has to do with equal rights, humanitarian stuff. I'm a huge advocate for human rights, as I think and hope that everyone is, but that's not the case. So yeah, when I start to talk about this stuff, I get really amped up, and it's really important to me, and I feel like people don't talk about community enough with that. I think it's kind of usually put back on the person, the self, and that is deeply important. Like, you got to deal with the stuff that has gone on in your life and work through some stuff personally so that you can heal yourself, or do what you need to so that you can bring all that powerful energy to the community and make a difference there. But I hope this week that we kind of have like a focus on community. Either it's us finding our space within one, finding the right community for us, maybe finding a space where we can talk about what happened to us so that we can release this and know that we're not alone. Because I think that's the ugliest part of sexual harassment, sexual abuse, sexual advancement. You don't want it. Like this feeling like you're all by yourself and that you have to stay quiet about it because of, like, say it happens to you at work. I know way too many women that didn't say anything because they were afraid that they would get fired. And I know way too many women that were fired because of stupid bullshit like that. So something's got to change, guys. And I think that it's up to us. So let's all band together and really take care of each other and know that through this pain, we're going to do better. And hopefully for the next generation, they won't have to endure this or know this at all. Isn't that the goal always, you know? All right, so if you pick card number 1, you got the 8 of crystals, and here's your beautiful card. Look at that gorgeousness. Okay, let's talk about kind of treading new territory here. This is really exciting this week if you pick card number 1. So when crystals show up in a reading, they talk about our safety and security issues. What is it that we need here in order to feel safe and secure? What do we need in order to move forward so that we feel like we kind of got like a home base to kind of launch from? The 8 of crystals talks about a completion here. So, and really kind of congratulating you on all the hard work that you've done. If you notice in the card, she's got like, her hands are both full of these crystals. So there's a theme about, and you see how they're even on both sides? First, congratulating you on kind of balancing out your energies here to get what you need, to know what you want, and to having that clear vision going forward. And also too, just adding the extra theme there of balance. Where can you still stand to use some balance in your life? So just make sure that you're taking that theme and you're applying it to all areas that need it. What I find interesting about this card, and it really talks about finding a clear path forward. You can see clearly exactly what you want and going after that goal. If you notice in the card, there's just a bunch of trees in front of her. There's no path. Can't see anything at all. Like, what the heck? what the heck, 8 of crystals, what the heck are you talking about, right? But I want to say that this card says to me to say to you that no one has walked this path before that you're about to go down. So you don't really have any place to look to, or you don't really have anything here to kind of like say, oh, this person's done that, I know exactly what path to take. This is saying to you, you create your own path here, take your time. This is about your vision and your goal, nobody else's. So make sure that you honor that. I want to say too that this whole time is really going to be about growth and fertility for you as well. So on the fertility side, if you're not ready for babies, shut down shop, you feel? All right. But this can also talk about creatively for you. So make sure that you really use this time to the best of your advantage. If there's like some projects that you have to get done, make sure that you take this energy and really focus it and harness it so that you can get your work done, and really with the focus that your output is truly speaking from your soul. Want to say too with this card, if you notice this little light above her head, it's kind of like her head's lit up. This talks to me about the crown chakra and kind of opening up communication there. This could also kind of speak about a couple things, either psychic gifts and abilities kind of starting to come to the forefront. You're noticing weird things are happening with that. Please know that you're not alone, and if you need help in that regard, send me a little private message and we'll get you to the right space. Either I can help you, or we can find somebody in your local area that can help you with that, so that you're not alone. Community, right? Also too, this could talk about higher education and learning. So maybe it's possible that you're going back for a certification, maybe you're going back to school, you just need to finish up some credits. There's something important here about you either learning a new skill or adding on to the skills that you already have to make your skill better. So kind of be open to that this week, and maybe open to taking a class or a workshop or going back to school for like a short amount of time. Whatever you have to do in order to refine your gifts and skills here, I think is going to help you best. And again, with all that green, just talks about growth and happiness and fertility. This really being a successful time for you. So I want to say congratulations. Good job. Pay attention to that balance theme going on. Make sure that you're applying it to everything, not just the one thing that you have the goal on, so that you can be a rounded person and really be present, so that you can really give your all with your gifts and abilities here, you know? And then also too, being open to going back to school, learning new skills, or possibly your psychic gifts and abilities kind of starting to unfold here and offering you a new avenue to take with everything that you're doing, which is really exciting, you know? Anytime that you learn something new, anytime that you start to kind of get into like a new skill, or you're just kind of adding on to what you already know to make it better, I think it's always an exciting time. And I want to say that you're building something important here. This is kind of the first steps. This is your new chapter. Make sure that you direct this energy the exact way that you want it. All right? Good job, you guys. All right. And if you pick card number 2, you get the 5 of Cups, and here's your beautiful card. Okay. So this card looks a little more somber, and it is. The 5 of Cups kind of talks about, well, first of all, cups, whenever they show up in a reading, they talk about our emotions. Where are we emotionally? Are we always kind of stuck in the past, deeply upset and unable to let go of things that happened in that space? Or are we always freaking out about the future, about things that have even yet to pass? Kind of adding extra negative energy to a space that could really be open to whatever you want to make of it. So when cups show up, they kind of ask us to be present emotionally. Are you here and in the moment? And this card wants to say to you, again, this card's a little confusing too, kind of like the last one, but we'll get to it. The 5 of Cups is kind of saying to you, or it's saying to me to say to you that there's this feeling of not getting what you wanted, things not going your way, feeling like kind of disheartening because you really feel like you can't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I keep walking this path. I thought this is what I wanted. And then I'm here and I feel like there's no end to this bullshit. You know what I mean? This card says to you though, and if you notice on here, you've got this pathway. It's very clear. You've got these cups with all the crystals in them. And what do crystals stand for? They talk about our safety and security. So maybe you've been going down a path and that was kind of maybe based out of fear because you were scared about your safety and security. Maybe it's time to change paths. Maybe it's time to kind of look at this differently and see what it has to offer you so that when a fork comes up in the road, and it will, you choose the better path for you going forward instead of choosing things based out of fear, choosing things based out of lack, or the scared of having a lack or scared of not having enough. This is about you choosing a space that kind of talks to your soul, choosing a space and choosing a path that really highlights what you're good at. It allows you to really be yourself and bring that to the table instead of always having to fear that you won't have enough. Because how's that working out for you? You know what I mean? Like, coming from somebody that has done this herself a bazillion times, like, it doesn't work. You're never going to come to a place where you're like, I feel accomplished and good, you know, because it's not going to happen. You're just going to keep spending your energy and your soul, it'll feel like, on things that aren't really giving you back what you're putting in. So maybe it's time to think about a new path. Maybe it's time to think about readjusting here, what works for you and what doesn't, and doing something different, as scary as that may seem. And you may feel as though, oh, well, I'm 10 years into this. I can't turn around now. I've already built up everything. How's your health doing? How's your mental space doing? How are you emotionally? If you're not good on any of those points, sorry, friends, I don't care if you put in 30 years, 40, 50 years into something. If it's not supporting you and supporting your needs, and it's not helping you to move forward, especially making you feel safer and more secure in your life, that ain't worth it. Why are you going to spend your whole life doing that? It does not make sense. So maybe this is your wake-up call. Maybe this is your space to say, okay, this feeling is making me pay attention to what's not going right here. How can I break this down and build it back up better? So I also want to say too, if you notice the cups in there, they're all dark. So it's talking about these darker shadow aspects. Maybe these things that we don't like to notice, we don't like to see about ourselves, stuff we'd rather kind of push to the side that we don't want to deal with. But this week emotionally, you have to deal with those darker aspects, those darker thoughts, those darker things that keep coming up for you, that doubt, the insecurity. Make sure that you face it, because there's a key here in you finding what it is exactly that you want going forward. See, it's kind of like counterproductive, doesn't it? To focus on the negative and kind of really look at it and dig deep with it and ask why. Like, I'm sure I can hear a lot of you guys saying, like, why wouldn't that just bring me more pain, right? And it probably will bring you some more pain, because it's going to ask you to face these ugly parts of yourself or things that happened or are occurring that you don't like. But in facing that stuff and facing that fear, please, guys, take it from me. Believe me, I know. You'll start to release it. You'll start to feel relief. You'll start to let it come up and out of your body so that you can really make room for and see with more clarity the things that truly do work for you, and that it's safe for you to follow what makes you happy, not just what you think is the right thing for you or what you've been told will bring you safety and security. What truly brings you safety and security is following your own heart and soul. Do you feel? All right. Finally, I want to say in this card, if you see that full moon, so this talks about our relationships and things coming to a culmination. So I kind of want to say that, like, this might be linked to your relationships in your real life right now. And you're kind of deciding, like, do I still want to be a part of these? So that's up to you to decide what you want, but something is coming to an end here with all that stuff. So either you're sick and tired of dealing with the BS that keeps coming along with some of these relationships, or maybe you're sick and tired of going after the same relationships or being in the same relationships that just are not giving you back what you're putting in. It's time to do something different here. So toss it up. Do something different. Make sure that you talk to somebody, either a therapist or a trusted friend right now, so that you can work through this too, and so that you know without a doubt that you're not alone, okay? But may I remind you, I know I just said final thing, but one more final thing. If you notice all that green space in there, okay? Like, so yeah, there's some difficult things going on. There's some deep, heavy things coming up for you, but there's also incredible fertility and magic available at your fingertips right now. So if you choose the best for yourself, if you choose to really go deep, and be introspective and to go deeper and to face these ugly parts, some beautiful, powerful things are ahead of you, my friends. So do not be afraid, I think would be what this card is saying. Know that this time for you is about major transformation and evolution. And it was my joy to pull this card for you and to be present in this moment with you for that. You got this. I believe in you, and I believe in your happiness. So go do the thing that makes you happy, okay? All right. And then if you pick card number 3, you got the Sun, and here's your beautiful card. Yeah. I love the major arcana cards. Really, I love all the cards in this deck. I don't really know what I'm saying, but I love the major arcana because I like big themes. I like big adventures. I like big stuff. it appeals to me. And I like the sense of bigness and like, we're going to do big things and go out into the world and really change it and make it a better place. When the sun shows up in a reading, not only does it talk about major evolution, major change, and major movement forward, like all the arcana, the major arcana does to me personally whenever I read the tarot. But the sun also talks about good health, good vitality, success, happiness, just all the good things in life, you know, that really make life worth living. The sun, I also want to say too, always kind of has a highlight for health every time it comes up, at least whenever I'm doing readings. So pay attention to your health this week. Maybe you're still kind of dealing with like the Virgo season, maybe a health issue came up during then. You're still kind of dealing with the aftermath of that, kind of figuring out what you need. I want to say to you, don't lose hope. Please know that you'll be able to find the doctor that you need, or the help that you need, the medication that you need, whatever it is here to help you to heal. Please know that it's going to happen, and that the sun kind of indicates that this time is ripe for you now to kind of find that person for yourself, or start to do your research so that you can find this resolution. Make sure that you take action here. This is about you shedding light on what needs to be illuminated. So I kind of want to say with the sun too, if you notice in the background, like all these mountains, you've got this beautiful way of taking your obstacles and turning them into a positive thing. So this week's also going to be about perspective. Make sure that you're seeing whatever obstacles that are coming up for you, not just as obstacles, because yeah, that's what they are. We need to be real about that. But also too, what new perspective can they offer me here? What new avenue? How is this pushing me to do better or to be better in some way? And how can I use that energy to like really change up what I'm doing here and to do it better or to be better in whatever way that I need. And may I say as well too that you're perfect just the way that you are. But if something is going on there, and not but and like, but if something's going on there that you don't like, that's going on with you, or something that you want to change, know that this card is kind of offering you that energy to kind of make the changes and to do better, to shed light on the areas that need it the most, with a special emphasis on health and vitality. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself health-wise, and just know that you're going to shine bright like the sun. This is also kind of asking you to bring your gifts and abilities to the table. If you're in a situation this week or an obstacle shows up, how can you bring the thing that illuminates you from the inside? How can you bring that thing that makes you magically you to the table, and to really transform the situation that's in front of you and find your way through that obstacle? I just want to say good job. And keep going with the good energy that you've built up here. Keep tapping back into that and bring it to other people, or bring it to your situation, or bring it to whomever or whatever is in front of you, even if it's just yourself. This is a beautiful card, again, a transformation. So just know that you're still going through some powerful things right now because of the work that you've done. Not just because the sun wants to show up, not just because Jupiter's doing whatever in the sky, not just because, I don't know, somebody rode a bike down the street. That stuff doesn't matter. This is because of the work that you've done. So congratulations. Good job. And keep working on your relationships with others too, because this also highlights happy, loving, good relationships with others. So start to tighten those bonds, because really you're going to need them going forward. You're going to need good, solid foundations with these relationships that you've built to kind of help you and support you going forward, and you being there for them in the same way too. So take this time this week to really solidify your bonds, to shed light on things that need to be seen, or that need to be talked about, or need to be heard. Bring your gifts and ability to the table and allow your inner light to shine, so that you can kind of help and heal whatever obstacle or situation shows up for you this week. I believe in you and your kick-assness, all right? So keep going. Good job. You guys freaking rock. All right. And then the stone that we've got this week is labradorite. Let me just show you this chunk of awesomeness. Hello, beautiful, right? Oh my God. Oh my God, it makes me so happy. I can't help myself. Oh my God, labradorite. Okay, definitely one of my first loves in terms of like stones that I'm supremely drawn to. The other one is rainbow moonstone, labradorite, and then clear quartz points I just love clear quartz. It just is what it is. So with labradorite, this is the stone of magic and of knowing your inner magic too. This is also a stone of balance, and represents the new moon. It definitely has a male energy to it with the labradorite, with its counterpart being rainbow moonstone, and that stone having a feminine quality to it. And I know I just said this also stands for the new moon, so this is kind of like the perfect stone to have for Thursday, you know? So if you're thinking about doing some deep work, say you kind of like want to pull up some old ugly things and release them at the new moon, grab a chunk of labradorite to kind of help you with that, and just kind of hold it close to you so that you feel like you've got this support. So not only does this bring out like your inner magic, it talks about the things that make you fantastically you. This is also an incredibly protective psychic stone as well. So if you like to astrally project, if you want to work on your gifts and abilities with your psychic stuff going on, this is a great stone to kind of help you with that. And what I would suggest is once you go into meditation, take a chunk, lay it on your third eye, and go to town. You'll probably have some wild visions, some wild things that you'll see, but it'll be really good. So just make sure to write them down and kind of journal your progress. This stone will also help you kind of go into the deeper, uglier things about your nature, to shed light on them, and to help you to integrate these darker aspects into yourself so that you can be a whole person. Because I don't care who you are, no one on this planet is 100% pure or 100% evil. It's not a thing. And I'm sure plenty of people that will scream at me, and I don't care. I have yet to meet a person that's 100% angel or 100% devil. It's just not a thing. So until that moment happens, this is my stance on it. Remind yourself that even though that you've done maybe some ugly things, or maybe some ugly things have happened to you in your life, that you are not those things, okay? And allow this stone to kind of help ground you and help you to feel protected, and to integrate all those parts of yourself into a whole person so that you can bring all that you are to the table. We need you, friends. We need you and all the gifts that you bring. So yeah, this week, grab a chunk of labradorite and go to town. Do some healing, do some good work. And happy new moon in Libra on Thursday. This is going to be awesome. I think it might be a little bit of a tough one. But if you're open to allowing yourself to break down these old ways of doing things, and you give yourself the opportunity to kind of take some time to restructure, rebuild, and rework and kind of make it better, guys, this season's gonna rock socks. And come 2018, I feel like everything that we've learned this year is just gonna help us propel even more going forward. So I'm proud of you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be here on the journey with you too. And remember, this is your week. Make it an amazing one. All right, you guys, have a good one, and we'll talk soon. Bye.